Hi everyone, happy Friday. I'm going to do a quick little training for you this afternoon, give you a little food for thought for the weekend and some techniques that will help you. A few practical things that I do and that I train on for helping you navigate grief to help you begin to process it. But before we start, we're going to do another little guided imagery. I'm going to turn on some music here, so hang on and bear with me if I can get it to work on my computer. There we go. Okay, get comfortable again in your chair. Relax with your hands on your legs. Put your back up against the back of your chair, relaxing into it. And gently close your eyes. I want you to begin by inhaling through your nose, exhaling fully through your mouth. Gently closing your eyes. Inhaling and fully exhaling. Next, inhale, take it all the way to your fingertips. Exhale, stress out. Inhale, peace. Exhale, sadness. Next breath, let's take it all the way down to your toes. Inhale. Exhale fully. One more breath. In front of you, you see a door. It opens. It's an elevator. You step in, the doors close behind you. It's beautiful. It's a very fancy, elegant elevator. On your next inhale, you feel yourself going down. Next inhale. Give your conscious mind something to do so we can talk unconsciously. Inhale into your mind's eye. And as you exhale, the elevator stops and the doors open. You step out. You see beauty all around you. You could have stepped into a field. You could be sitting on a patio looking out at a lake. Wherever you are, it's peaceful. Over to your side, you notice a vessel. It could be a basket, it could be a box. Anything that you can add things to and carry with you. You walk over and you pick it up. As you look around your space, you see so many beautiful things. All important pieces to you. You add everything into your basket. You continue picking all these objects up, and you suddenly realize these are your resources. The resources inside your basket, inside the vessel for carrying them out, are all put there for your benefit. They already belong to you, and you notice that all the resources that you need are within. You take that vessel and you walk back to the elevator. You step in and the doors close behind you. This time, as you deeply breathe in, you feel the elevator rise to your conscious level once again. It comes to a stop, exhaling. Inhaling again, the doors open, you step out. You feel yourself back in your body, relaxed, comfortable, and ready to hear what I have to say. You can keep your eyes closed or open them if you wish. Wiggling those fingers and toes, allowing your eyes to stay open or closing them if you wish as well. Welcome back. Grief doesn't come with a rule book. You find each day that new things come up for you and it's difficult to face. When you're in the middle of your grief, even the simplest things can feel almost impossible to you. We wish it came with instructions, but unfortunately it doesn't. I'm here to help you make it a little more possible to face some of the things that you do in your daily life during grief. So some days it feels like you're drowning. Other days you're just numb. No matter what anyone tells you, there is no timeline. There is no right way to do this, no wrong way to do this. But there are some things that might help you breathe a little easier. Today I want to share 3 simple but powerful tips to help you do just that, breathe a little easier. And then I will talk to you exactly about these things and how I handle them personally. Even as a grief coach, yes, I grieve. So I'd like to just share my experiences after I give you the tips that I've got for you today. So the first one is naming your feelings. I know I've mentioned before naming the storm. I refer to grief as a storm, a very destructive, terrible storm. But first tip today, we're going to name that storm. So name what you're feeling. Don't just tell yourself, I'm sad. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Let's really go deep. I'm angry. I'm numb. I feel gutted. I'm absolutely heartbroken. I'm exhausted. Once you name them, the emotions can take shape. And we can't fight what we can't face, and we can't face what we can't name. So I hope that makes sense. We cannot fight what we can't face, but we cannot face what we cannot name. When our feelings remain invisible to us, we can't build a strategy to help ourselves through them. And that's why we want to name them. So jot them down in a journal. I recommend journaling all the time. Even if you keep a voice journal, that is fine. I personally keep a paper journal. I'm the pencil to paper person. I prefer writing things down in a journal. And just remember, as you're journaling, don't feel dramatic. If you are, that's fine. It's your journal. You can be whatever you want. And if it's dramatic, that's great. You've identified those feelings and you can name them. And you're only being human. So once you name them, then you can move forward and begin to create little pieces to help you through them. Once you write down, say, I'm completely angry. Once you write that down, your grief is being witnessed. And as you witness it, it starts to subside a little. Maybe even so minutely that you don't even notice it. But later, you might be able to come back and read that journal and say, oh, I I named it, and it started to go. It started to pass. So writing your emotions or keeping you speaking them out loud really helps in this process. So you don't need it to be about perfection. It's just presence. You're bringing those emotions to your present conscious thought. Step 2 is create daily anchors. So whether it's lighting a candle, taking a 5-minute walk, even making your bed, it's a ritual that you're going to do every day to anchor yourself. Doing this one thing can ground you and give you a routine. Routines remind our nervous system that there still is safety within, even when we're feeling sorrow. Your nervous system needs to feel like something is still real. Something is still able to bring you to the present. So again, if it's talking to a friend, talking to your pets, sweeping or vacuuming your floor, that is going to help you with your daily anchor. So again, it's bringing to your conscious mind a sense of security and a sense of normalcy, where in every other situation in your life you feel like it's out of control and there is no normalcy anymore. So even if it's just a small thing, it's a thread of peace in the storm of pain. And third, I want you to talk to them. Talk to your person. Write them a letter. Say their name. Speak it out loud. Your relationship didn't end. It changed. You're giving your grief a voice. And that's how you give your grief movement. Giving it the voice starts it on its journey back home. You're allowed to keep talking to your person. You're allowed to keep telling stories out loud to your person. Again, your relationship has changed. Your love still remains. So I want to tell you a little bit about how I handle. This is kind of a little different than everything else here that I've just read to you, or told you, I'm sorry. In my own process, I'm really a business as usual person when it comes to my grieving. Like when my father died, there were so many things that had to be done. And as I had mentioned to many of you, years prior, my mom had a stroke. So my mom's mental acuity was not normal. And she was very confused a lot of the time. So the day I got the call that my father passed away, I became just like that, business as usual. I had to make arrangements. I had to call my siblings. I had to take care of my mom. And I was frantically doing this at the same time as I had a 5-month-old baby. And I was making phone calls and everything. And I recall my mom saying to me, "Who are you talking to? What's going on?" I said, "Mom, this was the hospital. They just called and Dad died." I didn't want her to see me break down, which is kind of the way I am around most people when we're fresh into a death in the family. I told her what had happened, and she said, "It can't be. They're kidding." And honestly, I said to her, "Maybe they are. Maybe. Boy, this is a terrible joke," is what my mom's brain told her. Again, my mom was showing signs of Alzheimer's. So I let her go with her emotions at the moment. I knew I had to tell my 7-year-old daughter that her favorite man in the world just died. I knew that was not going to be easy for her, and it truly wasn't. But I made arrangements. I took care of things. I called my husband. I told him he needed to leave work and go to the hospital because I was sitting with my mom, and so he had to leave his job and go there and everything else. But I made all the phone calls that I needed to make, siblings and everything. I was not crying at this moment. I was, like I said, business as usual. I knew things needed to get done. I needed to handle the arrangements. There were people that had to be informed and all the logistics of it. And why? Because someone has to do it. I knew my mom was not in any state of mind to be able to carry that out. She hadn't been for some years. And at that point, somebody needed to, so I picked it up. So I remember my aunt calling and talking to my husband, and he said, so how's she doing? And meaning me. And my husband said, well, you know her, business as usual. And that's really when I guess I named my behavior, business as usual. And my siblings were around us and everything. And we just started taking care of all the things that had to be done. We did take my mom to the funeral home to pick out flowers and all of that and made the arrangements. But later that night, when I had some time to myself, I scheduled time for myself to grieve. So after I had put my babies to bed and I had some quiet time, that's when I broke out my own emotions. So I was able to handle things in the moment that I needed to. And I went outside and I proceeded to scream. And if you are in the country and you don't have neighbors near you, I highly recommend screaming. Scream therapy in my world is the best. You have so many emotions that maybe at the moment you can't give a name to. So just scream them out and make sure that everyone can hear you. Obviously they won't because you're way out in the country, but it helps you to actually break open the emotions that you're keeping in most of the time when you're in that business as usual mode. So if you can do this, scream their name, tell them how mad you are. Don't be afraid to tell your person that you're angry, that you weren't ready for this to happen, that you're not going to cry at this moment because you're just so mad at them. And let yourself be witness to how powerful and how healing just doing the screaming can be. Because your tears might come during that scream session and they might not. And either way is okay. If they don't, that's your process. Just trust yourself and trust your body to do exactly what it needs to do while you're screaming. Remember, please, you're not broken. You're grieving. Once I'm done screaming, maybe the tears come, maybe they don't. That's okay. It doesn't always come with tears. Eventually, they might. And if they do, just let them. Once you're finished, journal. Because these words will be very helpful later. Remember, as I was screaming out there, I was telling my loved one, I am so pissed at you. How dare you leave me right now? We had so many things planned. We had so many things to do. Write it down. Later, you're going to be your own therapy when you reread that journal entry. Reading your words later is like being a witness to your own story. And it truly does help to read your entries at a later time. And if there's cues that you know you gave yourself, like, oh my gosh, I thought about my last birthday that we spent together, or my loved one's last dance. Write those down as well. They can also be your pressure cues later that you might want to use to, I know I have to process something, yet I don't know how to get it out. And if you have a video or anything of the last time you were at a party together, bring up that video and play it. If it makes you cry, that's good. Because if you're crying, it's actually helping you heal. You're giving your grief and your feelings some movement rather than keeping them inside of you. And again, remember that there is a path forward. And if you're ready to explore that path, this may help. I hope some of these tips do help you. And even though you may feel like you're lost in a fog, or that you've lost any sign of peace that you can find, giving your feelings movement helps them move through your body. So again, not broken, grieving. And there is a way forward. Again, I want to mention to you about the 6-week group coaching program that I'm starting in July. And if you would like to get an appointment scheduled, please put something in the comments below or reach out to me via chat. I will also try to link my Calendly link to this video when I post it. And feel free to book in there. I've had some conversations with a few people this week, and they are interested in joining the group coaching program. Again, if we get you scheduled before the end of the weekend for a call next week, I will be offering you a discount, and we will be doing a free one-on-one coaching session before we start the group. And you'll be all set to start in the group. And I look forward to talking with a bunch of you. And again, I hope this all helped. Please leave comments below if there's any other topics you'd like me to discuss. I wanted to give you a few practical tips to make it through, maybe even just make it through today. Use these tips and let me know how they work for you. And again, let me know how you scream. Thanks again for joining me, and have a happy Friday. Bye-bye.